One of my first experiences of my entire life that I still remember up to this day. I was only 4 years old at this time, and I was living with my grandfather for the summer. And my grandmother was not like my grandfather. She was the polar opposite, and they say opposites attract, so somehow that happened where my grandmother was so intense and just always screaming about something. And my grandfather, my gongo, the coolest dude in the world, was always just chill, no big deal. And I still remember being at their restaurant where they would cook all the food and all these people would come in and always a panic from my grandmother. And she's like, busts down the door, comes in the back. You know, me and my grandfather hanging out, playing some cards, because he's supposed to be cooking, but he's just hanging out with me, chilling out. And then she's like, there's 3 orders up in 20 minutes and you're playing cards? What are you doing right now? Come on, get behind that fry and start cooking right now. And then she pieces out, she's gone. And then my grandfather, just very chill, just puts down the cards, gives me a big smile, slowly walks over to the fryer, and he throws some rice into the wok, starts frying it up, no big deal. And he throws the egg rolls into the fryer, and at one point he picks one up and he throws it in the air, and he catches it in the bag, and he looks over at me and gives me like, you know that was sweet, right? And then right at that moment, boom! My grandmother comes in again. And honestly, it's as if I thought that was the top of how angry she could be. But she's like, there's only 10 minutes left. You've only done one of the orders. The other 2, what are you gonna do? Hurry up! Right now! And so she leaves, trying to make sure that everybody out there is chill. You know, and then my grandfather doesn't move any faster than he did 2 seconds ago. He continues just making this food, and out of nowhere, I turn for like 1 second, I look back, and all the orders are ready. Totally ready. My grandma busts down the door again, starts like even higher. I can't believe it, the people in shit. And then she just took the food and just went to the front, just totally chill. And then she was like, okay. And then after when she came in, she had the same voice though. She was still pissed off. She was still mad that he didn't even ruffle any of his feathers. My gongo totally didn't at all. None of that bothered him. And she was so pissed off that he didn't get at all ruffled by all the yelling that she made, right? She wanted to be noticed, I think. So what ended up happening was after my gongo came over to me and he's like, Anto, go give your grandmother a hug. Just go give her a big hug right now. I think she needs it. She's pretty worked up. And she's like, don't tell her that I told you to do it though, okay? And so when she came back in, I'm 4 years old at this point, I still remember this, and my grandma was much taller than me. I walk over to her and I tug on her shirt, and then she like kind of bends down, wonders what I'm talking about, and I just throw my arms around her. Oh, biggest hug ever. She gave so much love in that moment, and like at first she didn't want it. She was just like, oh, what's happening? Why is this tiny human hugging my body? And then she just, got that love, and then she just kind of leaned into it too and got that love, right? And then in the background, I see my